Good morning, and welcome to Unity of Palmyra. My name is Vicki Smith, and I am your platform assistant this morning. As you may know, if you've been tuning in and attending here today, you would know that our minister, Reverend Stephanie, has been on sabbatical. I think we're in week 4 or 5 of 5 that she's been gone. We certainly miss her, and we hope that she's taking a much and long-needed rest and rejuvenating as we welcome her back in about 2 more weeks. Today, we have a special guest, maybe new to some of you that have not been to the church before, but we have our founding minister, Reverend Julie Vance, who is here today, that will be giving the message and assisting me, a platform assisting today. So the two of us will be in charge of the service. So I'm going to invite Julie to come up and do the opening prayer.
Good morning. So let's take a minute to close our eyes and just breathe in this beautiful autumn day, the sunshine, the crisp air. We just breathe into that feeling of autumn, the time of letting go, of being open to the abundance of this season. And as we come together this morning, may we open our hearts and minds to that divine presence that is within us and all around us. May we feel a sense of joy, of peace, and love in the words we speak, in the music we hear, in our connections with one another. And so as we come together today, may we come in openness and receptivity, ready and willing to allow Spirit to fill us. And so it is. Amen.
Okay, let's begin this morning with our opening song, I Release and Let Go. Everybody want to stand, please?
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Okay, let's join in our vision statement. Centered in love, we embrace a positive path for spiritual living. And our mission statement, we provide a welcoming community that inspires and encourages all who gather here through the teaching, sharing, and practice of universal spiritual principles. And I don't think I said this morning, we are a welcoming and affirming church, and we have a full sanctuary today that everybody can welcome each other. I know we're still a little bit in COVID time, so if you're not comfortable in taking a hug, because we're a huggy church, just stay in the pew. If you'd like to just reach out your hand and shake hands or pump fists with somebody, please do that. But now enjoying some fellowship and welcoming one another to the church today.
in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Sing with me. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Well, we certainly have a lively bunch here today, which is good. You can feel the spirit. If everybody wants to take a seat. All righty. We have quite a few announcements this morning. First of all, I'd like to tell you that our prayer chaplains today are Linda Longenecker and Sherry Fries. They're both here today, and we'll be offering any assistance or prayer later after the service over here to the side of the sanctuary. Also, Wednesday prayer time that was typically on Zoom is on hold until some other further participation is discussed. We have our big annual meeting coming up on October 30th after the service. We hope everybody attends for that, but we also ask you to sign your membership form. I saw that there were some over in the Rose Room and there's some downstairs, and those need to be signed by the 23rd of this month of October because we need a certain amount for a quorum to have the annual meeting. So I hope that everybody has an opportunity to sign that and attend the meeting. We also have the CPR AED training on November the 17th. There's a sign-up sheet for that downstairs. I believe that's on November the 17th, if I'm not mistaken, in the evening from 6:30 to 8. Here, the training will be in the church. And I think we need 7 people for that, if I'm not mistaken, for the AED training, so please sign up so we have enough for that. Excuse me. After the service this morning, the Social Activism Committee will meet at 12:15 downstairs, and that's a follow-up from the original workshop that they had, I don't know, a month or so ago on having difficult conversations, so I think that's the next, the meeting after that. We also have, as I said, Julie here today, and Julie has written a book. If you haven't had an opportunity to get her book, I strongly recommend that you do. She's brought some with her today, and she's also happy to sign your book downstairs in fellowship today. As well as, if you've ever been to any of Julie's retreats, she's having a retreat this week, Wednesday at Marowald, and that's like in the Reading area. Reading, Shillington area. So she has, it's a day retreat, and if you're interested in that, she has flyers. So please go ahead and see her, and I have one up here if anybody is interested in attending the retreat on Wednesday. Let's see. I don't think I have anything else. Does anybody else have anything? Yep, and we're going to do the noisy offering, so please go ahead, everybody, get your change out for the children, and they're going to go ahead and... Okay. Shake it up, shake that up so we hear it. There we go. Come back to the front, everybody. Send them back this way, Cheyenne. Come up to the front. There you go.
Take them back up to the front, guys.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you. He was checking to see how much his brother got. I say it's about even. And all that money goes to the youth ed program, just so everybody knows that. So thank you for that this morning. Now I'm going to switch us over to Becky for the Daily Word.
Good morning. Good morning. The word for today is world peace. Peace creates beauty in the world. An artist creates beauty out of a spectrum of shades and hues, and the diversity of color adds to the depth of the artwork. In this same manner, the differences in the world show the possibility of splendor when combined in the right way. I envision a world in which all people are accepted exactly as they are, and I set an intention to practice and facilitate goodwill toward others. I behold the world around me and find examples of people and cultures blending and mixing in magnificent ways. The potential for peaceful interaction and coexistence are endless. Acts of kindness, honesty, and healthy communication paint pictures of harmony. As I choose non-judgment and unconditional positive regard, I create peace in the world. And from Psalm 34:14, depart from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it.
I am home. My family is here. I feel loved by the ones I hold so dear. And when my family needs me, I promise to be there. And when I need my family, I'm lifted up in prayer.
So let's just take a moment to close our eyes, to breathe in, feel that peace that is within all of us. And we center and ground ourselves as we send our love out into the world. This is our time to send prayers, to send our love, to connect our hearts with people all around the world, in our community, in our town, in our state, in our country, in our world, who need our love, who need our support, as their hearts may be breaking right now, as they may be suffering loss, going through natural disasters. There's so much in this world right now that is causing our hearts to break, whether it's the war or fighting or these natural disasters where we see the suffering that people are in. And we take this time to send our love to them, to hold peace in our hearts so that they may feel it. This is also a time where we celebrate, because in this world of chaos, there is also so much love and joy. There are always the helpers that are there, and incredible stories of human compassion and love. And we send our love and support to them as well. So we hold this now in this sacred time, knowing that our incredible hearts hold both the joy and the sorrow simultaneously. In this we pray. Amen.
The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. You are beautiful. You are whole. You are beautiful. You are whole. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am. Letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself. When it seems I've lost my way. When I go inside and quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
Beautiful. Thank you, Janie. That was beautiful. And a shout out to Jody. We miss you and we're thinking of you. And as I said today, we have a special speaker today. It's Julie Vance, who is the founding minister here at Unity of Palmyra. I've known Julie since I started coming, 20 years ago or something. It's just been unbelievable, a long time. She has a great message today, the gift of uncertainty, which I've been living in some uncertainty lately, as I'm sure others have too. So I'm anxious to hear what the gift is. So, Julie.
Good morning once again. It's always great to come back to speak at Unity of Palmyra, but this year I've been especially blessed because I was just here within the last 4 months. So I'm so grateful to be here again. I did choose for my message today the gift of uncertainty. And I'm going to ask you to try a little exercise with me this morning. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes if you want, or you don't have to if you don't choose to do so. But just imagine yourself walking on your pathway in life, whatever your life pathway is right now. And maybe you're walking with confidence and ease. Maybe you're a little unsure of where you're going. As you walk along your pathway, imagine that ahead of you, you see that the pathway diverges. And you look ahead and you say, which path will I choose? And maybe you feel absolutely certain of the pathway you want to walk on. You feel guided, you feel very sure of yourself, and you move forward with confidence. And maybe you look ahead and you say, I'm not sure which is the right pathway. I don't feel guided in any direction. I'm not sure. I'm uncertain. And so if you think about that, I invite you to open your eyes and think about, are you feeling any uncertainty in your path right now? No matter how much we follow our inner guidance, no matter how much we practice listening, there are times in our lives when we feel uncertain, when we're not sure what will be the next step. We can't yet see it. And sometimes, for most of us, we feel uncomfortable with that, even sometimes a little bit frightened. So you might ask, why did I choose this topic, the gift of uncertainty? Well, usually when I choose a message to talk about, it's because I was inspired by something or motivated by something. And this time, I happened to come across a YouTube video, and on it were some words by Thomas Merton, the Trappist monk, philosopher, and writer. And what he said was, I have no idea where I'm going. I don't see the road ahead of me. I cannot know for certain where it will end. And there was something about that that resonated for me. I kept coming back to it. And maybe it's because right now in my life, I've spent 2.5 years writing my book and then sharing it. And sometimes I look ahead and I say, so what's next? What's ahead for me? And usually when I choose a message topic, or it chooses me, I know that someone out there will need to hear about uncertainty and the gifts of uncertainty. Well, it was very interesting this morning because already in a few conversations that I had with people before the service, they said, oh, I can't wait to hear about that because I'm experiencing a lot of uncertainty in my life. So, as I began pondering this topic, I thought, well, what if there is a gift in uncertainty? And what if, instead of avoiding uncertainty, we learn to embrace it? So, when you think of uncertainty, what comes to your mind? Anything? Okay. What else? Fear. Okay. Did you ever think of uncertainty as being like being in a fog? You know how when you're in a fog and you can't see clearly? Years ago, when I was attending my first silent retreat at the Jesuit Retreat Center in Wernersville. And some of you read, I shared about this in my book, but every day I would get a theme for the day. And then throughout the day, I'd be guided to different places on the beautiful grounds as I'd walk along to go there, and there would be a message for me. And one particular morning, I woke up and I was guided to go to a balcony that overlooked the spacious grounds. And I saw all around me fog. Couldn't see anything, really, and I thought, well, how am I going to go out and explore today? I can't see anything. Well, as time went on, throughout the day, I was guided to different places, and the fog began to lift. And so it opened me to many possibilities, which I will share a little bit more about that with you later. But sometimes it does feel, when we're feeling uncertain, like we're in a fog. And then also, sometimes what connects for me with uncertainty is a feeling of divine discontent. Do you know that phrase? Mary Mannon Marcy talks about divine discontent in her book, Building Your Field of Dreams. It's a time when we're going on with our lives and it's okay, everything's going all right, but there's some part of us that says, maybe there's something more. I feel like I'm missing something. And you don't yet know what it is, but you just feel that sense of wanting something more. So if we think about these things then, perhaps there are a number of gifts in uncertainty. The first one that I think of is that in the Eastern religions, they talk about the time of uncertainty or being in the void. And that's a time in a transition in our lives when we go from an ending to a new beginning. And there's that period in the middle called the void, when we're uncertain, when we don't know what's next. And a void can be just a short period of time between finishing something and starting something new. Or it can be a major time of change in our life, like the caterpillar turning into a butterfly. So when we think of it, that void period, which feels so uncomfortable sometimes, is that time of sacred emptiness, because it's out of that void that comes a new beginning eventually. And so out of that void can come possibilities. So on that day when I was shown the fog and I was guided to different places to walk that day, I began to see, as the fog began to lift, possibilities. And I would often notice this when I was writing, that I'd be writing for a while and everything would be going smoothly, I'd be in the flow, and then suddenly there was a pause. And I thought, well, what's next? I don't know what to write about next or what should be next. And then I'd suddenly just kind of be with that uncertainty for a while, and then I'd hear, well, write about this or do this exercise or whatever. And after a while, all these possibilities were coming out of that uncertainty. And I developed a name for that process, which I said, ideas danced in my head, because I was writing Dancing with the Divine. So there is that time when we're in uncertainty, if we just allow it to be, that we begin to see possibilities. And if you've ever been in that time where just ideas seem to bounce around in your head, and they're almost like out of your reach, and I like to write them down, because some of them will just kind of float away, but others will take root, and you'll find that they begin to happen in your life. So a gift of uncertainty is possibilities coming forward. So what other gifts are there in the gift of uncertainty? Well, the next thing that comes to my mind is that saying I don't know opens us to divine wisdom. There are different kinds of wisdom. There's the wisdom of the intellect, and there's the wisdom of our heart. of knowing what's next. And when we say, I don't know, it allows us to be open to hearing divine wisdom, to moving from the head to the heart. Now, I will tell you that as a minister, sometimes the minister saying, I don't know, can send shock waves through the congregation. And I remember once being in a council meeting when we were just talking something, I don't know what it was, and I said, well, I don't know what's next. People said, you don't know? What? You ministers, are supposed to know everything. But the truth is that when we open to that, when we say, I don't know, we're willing to say, okay, I'll go and let Spirit guide me. So there's a real power in that being willing to be open to divine guidance. I don't know, but I'm willing to find out. So another gift of uncertainty is it draws us closer to Spirit. When we think we know everything, we don't need to be open to Spirit. We're just going ahead doing our thing. And sometimes we're so busy doing our thing that we're not hearing what the guidance is. So it can definitely open us to that divine guidance and to drawing closer to Spirit. So how do we unlock these gifts of uncertainty that are there for us? Well, the first way that we unlock the uncertainty is by listening. Now, if you've heard me speak, you know I talk about that a lot. Making time in your life to listen. That's so important, and especially when we're feeling uncertain, because that uncertainty is calling us to something else, some higher purpose, perhaps. But we have to listen to it, because if we don't, again, we just keep moving at our own pace and not hearing it, and eventually we'll get a stronger inclination that we have to stop and listen. So listening is a very important way of opening to that idea of the gift of uncertainty. So ask yourself, what does your heart or what does your soul need in any moment? The one-day retreat that I'm doing this Wednesday is called Nurturing Our Souls. And it's really an opportunity to go deeper within and to say, what is my soul calling me to do? What does my soul want and need in my life? So then we also unlock the gift of uncertainty when we are willing to remember that the incredible power within us is always there for us, that power of Spirit, that power of God within us. And that when we remember that, it gives us courage, it gives us strength. It's with us all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. But sometimes we forget that. I wrote a whole book about it, and sometimes I forget it and need to remind myself. And sometimes I find that just simply putting my hand on my heart and saying, you're not alone, that presence is within me, I know what to do, and I do it, I'm trusting that I am being guided. That can unlock that gift of uncertainty for us. So that's another way that we do it. Also, we unlock the gift of uncertainty by accepting and trusting in divine timing. Usually, when there's uncertainty in our life, we're probably not ready yet to hear the answer. That's why we're feeling uncertain. Maybe the timing isn't right. When I was at the Jewish Retreat Center, I remember that I was inspired with a definition for divine timing, which is divine timing is when everything comes together in perfect harmony for the highest good of all concerned. So that means not just me being ready, but it also means that the universe and other people, or whatever is needed to bring about what's my next step, may be not ready yet. And so trusting in divine timing means that I trust and I wait. It requires patience. Lao Tzu, the Chinese philosopher, says that sometimes we have to wait until the mud settles or till the fog lifts. But sometimes there's nothing for it. Wait. Uncertainty will end when we are ready to be uncertain, and it will end. At the right time and the right place, we will move into certainty. Sometimes I like to think of uncertainty as being between knowings. We may be sure of something in our life, we're following that path, and then there will be another knowing, another certainty, but in between is that time of uncertainty, which is really opening us to many possibilities. So when we are in that time of uncertainty, we can go back to the questions that I like to ask. What do I need to know, and what do I need to do? And sometimes there is a step we need to take in the meantime, and we'll be guided to take it. Sometimes it is simply to wait. Sometimes we have to walk each path for a little bit of time to see how it feels. And sometimes we might walk several paths simultaneously. I think of when I left teaching many, many years ago. And after teaching, I started working with children because that was the field I was in. As a reading specialist, I did tutoring, I did self-esteem groups. And then I started doing workshops with personal growth and spiritual growth with adults. And then I was asked to start a study group in Lebanon. It was an outreach of Unity Church of Harrisburg, and ultimately became this church. And so I remember that I was walking those different paths, and I would think to myself, sometime these paths are going to merge, or I'm going to know which one I'm going to be following. And indeed, that did happen. So sometimes we walk one path for a little while, and we see how it feels. And it may not feel right, and then we need to try another path. So we have to be flexible sometimes. So also, sometimes when that certainty comes to us, and it always will come to us, we'll always have the answer in due time. And sometimes that answer can come in a leap of faith, and sometimes it can come gradually, softly, one step at a time. For me, I remember when I left teaching, I had been thinking about it for many years, pondering it, feeling that divine discontent. And one night I was taking a walk. It was in September of the year, and all of a sudden I heard, "You need to leave by Christmas. It will be a Christmas gift to yourself." So it was just a few months. But it was the right time. I was ready to hear it, and so I took my leap of faith, not knowing what I was going to do next, and I moved forward, put in my resignation, and so on. But sometimes things happen very gently and softly, and that was how my path to ministry came about. I heard words when I was first in my first Unity church, my first Unity minister, who said, "Oh, when you retire from teaching, you can go back to school and become a Unity minister." And many of you know I said, "There's no way I'm ever doing that." But little by little, I was interested. I went back and became a licensed Unity teacher. I was asked to start a study group, which grew into a church. And then in that process, I decided it was time to become ordained as a minister, and then we got the church. So that was kind of a gentle, smooth process. So the certainty can come in many different ways, and we just know that it will come at the right time, in the right way. So times of uncertainty are not to be avoided. They're a part of our growth. It means that we're stepping out of our comfort zone, we're being open to possibilities, we're being willing to listen and let Spirit guide us. So I invite you to let your times of uncertainty be times of greater trust. Helene, in the back there posted something on Facebook, which I loved, and I shared it. It's, I heard your prayer, now trust my timing, God. What a powerful message. I heard your prayer, now trust my timing. So uncertainty can lead us to trust on a deeper level, to trust in timing. Let your times of uncertainty be times of drawing closer to Spirit. Let your times of uncertainty open you to possibilities for your life. Let your times of uncertainty be opportunities to unfold your divine potential. And let your times of uncertainty remind you that you're not alone, never, no matter what. Spirit is with you in times of certainty and times of uncertainty. So may you reap the benefits and the gifts of uncertainty in your life whenever you are feeling it. So let's take these thoughts into meditation. And I invite you to just gently close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. And imagine yourself now walking along a path again. It's a beautiful autumn day. You see the colors all around you. You feel a cool, gentle breeze. You're feeling calm and at peace. And as you look ahead, you see that the path diverges. Each way offering a different choice. Which should you take? Pause for a moment, just looking ahead. And perhaps one path calls to you. And you begin to follow that path, noticing how it feels. Or perhaps you feel uncertain. You're walking along the path and it doesn't feel quite right. Or you're still standing at the crossroads, pondering which path to take. And if that's the case, take a few deep breaths. And even if you're walking on a path that feels very good, pause for a moment. And feel that incredible power of Spirit within you. Place your hand on your heart and affirm, I trust that I am being guided in the right time, in the right way. And feel the certainty in knowing the answer, the guidance, the path is on its way to you, is unfolding for you in the right time, in the right way. And I invite you to just take a few minutes wherever you are on the path. Whether you're walking with confidence, whether you're uncertain of the right path, whether you are waiting for the mud to settle. Pause for a moment where you are and just listen. See if Spirit has a message for you right now. What do you need to know? And you might also ask, what do I need to do right now? And listen for the answer. Is there a step you're given? Is the answer wait? Listen for whatever Spirit has to say to you right now. And know that wherever you are right now, walking your pathway with confidence and ease, or waiting for the right guidance to come, take a moment to breathe in the power of Spirit within you. And know with absolute certainty that you are not alone. That divine presence is always with you. And you are being guided every step of the way. May you open your mind and heart to the gifts of uncertainty in your life. Thank you, God. And so it is. Amen. And as you're ready, just bring your awareness gently back to this time and this place.
Sorry, I'm coming out of meditation myself. Thank you, Julie. That was wonderful. Very heartfelt and very apropos, I believe, at this time for many of us. Okay. Ways to give. Thank you, everyone, for contributing to the ongoing growth and development of Unity of Palmyra here. We thank you for all the ways that you can give through the ethers, through dropping your check off. And today, we do not pass the plate anymore. We do have a place back at the sound booth. You'll see there's a basket back there if you'd like to give. So again, thank you to everybody for supporting Unity of Palmyra. Janie?
It's the choice of a lifetime, I'm almost sure. I will not live my life in between anymore. If I can't be certain of all that's in store, this far it feels so right. So I'll hold it up to the light. I will hold it up to the light. Hold it up to the light. Hold it up to the light. The search for my future is almost here. choice I was made for will someday appear, and I'll be too late for that flight. So I hold it up to the light. So I hold it up to the light. Hold it up to the light. Hold it up to the light. It's too late to be stopped at the crossroads, where each life here a possible way. But wait, and they all could be lost roads. This road's getting shorter the longer I stay. Now, as soon as I'm moving, the choice is good. This way comes through right where I knew that it would. If I keep my eyes open and look where I should, somehow all of the signs are in sight. So I'll hold it up to the light. And I said, God, will you bless this decision? I'm so scared. Is my life at stake? But I see, if you gave me a vision, would I never have reason to use my faith? I was dead with deciding, afraid to choose. I was mourning the loss of the choices I lose. But there's no choice at all if I don't make my move and trust that the timing is right. Yes, and hold it up to the light. Hold it up to the light. Hold it up to the light. I will hold it up to the light. Hold it up to the light. Hold it up to the light.
Again, that was beautiful. Thank you, Janie. Okay, let's see if the children are coming up. Let's sing them in. There they are. I see them. Come on in.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
And here comes Cheyenne. Who wants to tell us today what you want to? Okay.
We learned about acceptation. I think that word is. And we did an activity that causes 6 things we laugh about ourselves. and at Mom's Data.
Okay. So you want to tell us?
We made puzzle pieces what we're about.
Okay, they made puzzle pieces on what they're about. Do you want to show us what you did? Okay, show us. Okay, I love, what's it say? I love heart. I love my heart. Okay, very nice. So, let's do the unity blessing. Everybody want to stand? Oh, I'm sorry, Cheyenne. I apologize.
So today we played a game where it's called Aussie, and so we decided we were going to play a game, and it was a matching game where I used my imagination. We continued using a story that the cards were about, so...
So what did your imagination say? Okay. Great. Very nice. And thank you to the teachers today for supporting our youth. So, okay, everybody want to stand and bless the children? Rub your hands together, put them out, and let's bless the children. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in each and every one of you. Okay. Let's sing the peace song. What'd you
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And wherever God is, all is well.
And may we go forth this week, if we have uncertainty, to place our hand over our heart and wait for the message that we are to receive. Thank you, Julie, and have a great week. Goodbye, everybody, Facebook and YouTube. Have a good week.